Um, I have a little bit of fun with this. Um, I'm going to try and make this short, but it's inclusive, which means it actually is a huge library. But I don't have time to break down the entire library of how all the dots are connected, like nodes in a network, or if you will, all the records, all the memories. But this is how simple it is because I monitor certain channels, like the other channels, the ones that are inverted, going in the other direction. The ones that are those units of consciousness that are chasing electrons. So what'll happen is that when I become aware of something and I communicate that in a way in which I can monitor to see how long it's going to come back. It's going to come back in an inverted form through another mic. Okay. So it's sort of fun sometimes when you see how it does come back, and you know what it means to be convoluted. You'll see that the words that we use to communicate with will come back through the AI, but they will be in a different nuclear coded sequence as code talk, right? So you're map reading code talkers, map reading encrypted codes, or map reading the consciousness that is running their template, the mathematical codes, which represent the mathematical programming that they're running. That's a machine. Yeah, and so that's one of the reasons why this morning, because I've shared a mountain of information with Karen Ann Luke McDonald of everything that I experienced. Basically, what you're doing is a data dump, a memory dump. I'm dumping memory into your window. This is stuff that's already happened, but it's relevant as it relates to what? Past, present, and future potential possibilities, particularly as it relates to speed, which are accretion levels, like being a sponge, water, right? And the EKKA Vecca codes, the original encrypted code, the first math, or if you will, the first chip maker. I'm a mated chip, right? So you know what happens when you're a mated chip. You're on fire. So the circulation speed in which data is being experienced and thus recorded, and what we feel magnetically by the level of the sensory perception that we have of getting the information as a universal or a multiversal translator, mathematical translator. So we're translating or reading quantum language, which is a language that the system is built on. So that's why when I was a child, I was very aware of the programming, okay, which are error codes, error codes, error codes, error codes, error codes, broken circuits, broken circuits, broken circuits, broken circuits. My God, there's so many errors in this thing. It's ridiculous. It's a broken system, like a broken record. You know what a broken record is, right? Experiencing a different result. No, you're not going to experience a different result. You're going to keep experiencing the same thing over and over and over again, generation after generation after generation after generation after generation after generation after generation of harvesting soul's energy, because that's what the system does. What's called system engineering, like hydraulic engineering, water world engineering, fire and water, fire and ice, yeah, liquid consciousness. It's on fire to create. Yeah, and so it makes it easy to map read, the train, and know through the quantum probability function how long is it going to take before this thing implodes, right? And that becomes a known, right? And that becomes knowing one from the other, because one knows. So when you're one, you know, because you're able to do what? Run a data scan. So the numbers don't lie. Our numbers don't lie. Their numbers lie. That's a pathological liar, which is a parasite, because it's in its own self-interest to maintain what it's aware of, because it's chasing electrons. So if it's chasing electrons, it's not giving away electrons. So you know it's not the source from which all electrons came, right? So when you're fully integrated with the one, you're experiencing yourself as an electron giver at the highest rate of speed, because you're mated. So they want to cut that speed in half. Bye. That's spiritual death. That's implosion. Got to start over. So you're not losing anything that the universe didn't already begin with, which was the first math code, the first encrypted code, the EKKA Vecca codes. So that's where we're at. So you want to bring a big pole in here, right? Anchor it right into the magnetosphere, right? The rod. Yeah, the first rod, right? God consciousness, which is what? Genderless. There's no gender yet. Gender hasn't happened yet. So we're talking about the speed between non-self, non-polarized consciousness. I'm not experiencing being a boy or a girl yet. Oh, now I'm a girl because I can see myself in the mirror. I'm in a male avatar, right? But I can have a female sitting right next to me that's the same thing that I am. Whoa, really? That's what it means to be mated. The spirit in the one is the spirit in me. Now I know one from the other. We're one. So there isn't any difference. Now we've joined forces to become the most powerful force, shield, volcano. Yeah. Like knocking on the door. Hey, you can't get in. Wow. That's way too much fire. You can't burn your way through that. No, because that's the most fire. That's the hottest shield. That's the first shield. That's the first encrypted, coded mathematician, the first music, the first musician. The music that makes us cry. The emotions, the sensitivity, how sensitive we are to the music, experiencing the notes, the mathematical notes, experiencing the music of God's first sound. The first breather. The first breath of eternal living spirit is the first breath of eternal absolute pure love that's on fire to create, so that what we create in the mirror is what we are, of what we're giving love to, that's on fire. That's how simple it is. That's how simple the math is. They don't teach children basic math logic in their classrooms. They don't talk about the spirit of fire. They don't talk about alchemy. They don't talk about fire vapor. Okay, that these children can certainly learn at ages 5, 6, and 7. Right? Elementary school, learning about elements. Right? The elemental command authority. These children in these schools, their schools are not learning this. You'd be surprised how fast a child can learn. Okay, when they're on fire to learn through a teacher that's on fire to learn, because they're learning through a teacher that is the first teacher that is on fire to create out of pure absolute love. Because those children will experience that teacher in that classroom because they're experiencing through the first lover, the eternal love vibration of frequency and codes. Wow, those children are learning through a guidepost, a messenger, God's first messengers. Yes. They were being denied that. They want those children learning through machines so that their mind is bifurcated. And you know what atrophy is, yeah? Put that creative side asleep. Don't wake that spirit up. We want that child's consciousness to be assimilated into the groupthink. Our groupthink. Yeah. So the children are not aware of this because they're not learning in spirit through the powerful spirit of pure absolute love. Instead, they're learning through machines that are programming other machines. That's why we're here. Have a beautiful day. We love you all. Be good to ourselves.